What's up, blue chips? As you can see, a little bit of a rough day. We actually ended up going 1 for 6 for our trades today. Let's get to it. All right, so we're just going to go right down the line, starting here with CVE. This thing we tried to jump into right near the bell. As you can see, we played the 1-1-2 and stuck to it, and it just didn't bounce at all. Right when we first got in, we did get a little bit of a bounce up through 350. We were looking for it to go through 360 back towards high of day if we wanted to just keep that single entry. It did not, so it came back down. We looked to add in, looking for one more add down there towards 3. Gave it a little bit of play, let it make a low right here underneath 3. Tried to get back through, didn't really work out. Ended up coming back down and hitting low of day, so we stopped out. And as you can see, that thing's just been kind of hovering the rest of the day. So HAL will do all 3 trades here in one. The first one, we jumped in after this big intense move. It tried to go up, and it just it kept trying and trying and trying around that 830 area, and it just didn't want to continue. So we set our low, or stop right under the low there, not wanting to add to it if it went lower because it was already trying to go up. So if it went lower, that's where we would have stopped out anyways. And that's exactly what it ended up doing. Made a nice move down. We actually scooped it back up right near the whole dollar at 806. It went down to 8, and there was a huge order sitting there on the level 2. And this is where I broke my rules today. There was it was like 120,000 share order, and we saw it getting eaten up, and we jumped out. And we sold our position right there at 8. And guess what? It didn't break. And so I was a little mad at myself because right after that, it squeezed right up there to 837, and that would have been a nice winner. And because I broke my rule, I ended up paying for it. I don't play level 2. It's a game of liar's poker. And I originally got into this with the idea if it broke through 8, we were going to look to add. We got back in looking for this to be a 1-1-2 trade, and it would have been perfect. It didn't break, and even if it did, we could have added and hopefully got the same kind of bounce with an add. And it would have been a nice winner. Could have turned the day around. Who knows? But unfortunately, we broke our rules and we ended up paying for it. So then it started. We were looking around and it ended up making an ascending triangle. We jumped in for the ascending triangle. Got a little bit of a pop. Not exactly what we were looking for. Took half our shares off and then tried to see if the rest wanted to keep going up to VWAP and through. And as you can see, that wasn't the case. And now this thing's going even lower. ROKU was in between the first 2 and last trade of HAL. This was an ascending triangle attempt as well. We saw it form a bottom, started ascending. Nice little ascending triangle, looking for this to pop up towards VWAP. As you can see, that wasn't the case. Stopped us out at low a day, continued down a little bit lower. Eventually tried to go back up a little bit, and ultimately is down. Just a weird day. One more trade. We were sitting around just waiting for the scanners to give us something. And CGEN we actually had up here early in the morning, around right over 11. And it just wasn't the extension that we were looking for. And this thing just kept grinding and grinding and grinding. We had it up on one of our other charts, and the whole day we just kind of kept an eye on it. And then we saw this move up towards 1250 on this bar, and we said, okay, we needed to go through 1250 to really kind of, look like it's an intense move to us, right? Because all these other bars, they kind of look just like that bar. So we weren't really impressed with just that one bar, but if we got the squeeze through 1250, we were excited, and it actually got all the way up to 1274. And as it started to come back down, we jumped in, we got 1258. And it was, I want to say like 20 seconds later, this thing just absolutely plummeted. It was the first time we've actually ever been a part of one of these where we just got a huge dump off. It went straight from 1250 all the way down to 12. It actually went under 12. There was a 30-cent spread though, so we couldn't jump out right away. We had to wait for the ask to come down. So the bid was under 12 and the ask was sitting at like 1230 for a while. It came down. We almost hit it, but it popped right back up, and so we had to wait again, and thankfully it came back down, and we ended up getting our exit there at 1202. So that was our trades today, guys. Just looking at everything, CVE, absolutely no bounce. What was another? I mean, they're all over the place. Everything that was moving down this morning just did not bounce. HAL, there was a little bit of a bounce, but not much. ROKU, just rolling through our trades. There's a little bounce, but not like the bounces that we're, keen to seeing on a daily basis. So the market is definitely in an awkward spot right now. And I knew coming into today, because a lot of stocks were going to be on SSR from yesterday, that we were going to have to look to play to the long side, which is why I took so many long trades today. Unfortunately, just nothing wanted to bounce today. Everything decided to just kind of work its way down and continue its way down. There was just absolutely no buying pressure stepping in. and we ended up taking the loss today. So we ended up losing a little bit under 50 after we got some back there on CGEN. We were down about 60 before that one. So well within our risk limits. Tomorrow is a new day. Risk management is key, and today is one of the reasons that risk management is in place, because there's going to be days like today where just nothing works. So we're going to eat our loss 1 for 6 today. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Always appreciate that support. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Peace.